Are you in favour of elected mayors?
Not so much as directly elected mayors that we've seen in London and elsewhere. Unfortunately, as Bob quite rightly says there, the concentration of power is a risk. We've got the Westminster bubble that, quite frankly, doesn't have an idea about the regions, about what happens in the councils across the UK. Recently, Michael Gove was quoted as saying the SNP have taken power from the councils and broken devolution, I think was the word used. Yet here we've got the Westminster bubble pushing that same proposal to concentrate power in the hands of a few people rather than a grassroots up democracy system. And unfortunately, I'm quite worried about the concentration in the hands of a few, which ultimately the Conservatives will be hoping will benefit them to give them greater control across the UK. So it's not quite a devolution, it's a grab of power.
So I'm confused then. So are you in favour then of elected mayors? It sounds like you are in favour of it.
I'm in favour of change to the current system, but the concentration of power directly in the hands of 15, 20 people across England isn't a good thing. We need a lot more accountability. Our current system for elections, we need a proportional system so that, you know, you can vote for somebody at this moment in time and they take power based on the first past the post system. And that isn't a representative system. And we need a model in place so that when you cast a vote, your vote means something.
So you talking about sort of like elections? You're not talking about an actual mayor then? You're talking about the general...
Yeah, well, I mean, a mayor, at the end of the day, a mayor is elected. And the whole system of how we elect our representatives needs an overhaul. We need to be able to ensure that a representative for the people is elected for MPs, for councils, for a mayor. I personally hate the term mayor. It reminds me of things such as Trumpton, children's programmes from back in the 70s.
I remember that.
So, yeah, the governor title is something that I do think is a lot more apt. However, the roles, the powers that are given, government need to talk to the communities, they need to talk to the regions, not just from the Westminster bubble lob these changes. Right now in Cumbria, we've got local government reorganisation taking place, and Westminster have put a system onto Cumbria that 95% of people in Cumbria have had absolutely zero say in. It's being led by a small group within the current councils and within Westminster that is going to wreck the system of local government in Cumbria. And exactly the same thing is happening with the mayoral debate right now, that there's been no engagement with the communities. Those that are going to have the impacts to live with for generations to come are the ones that need the final say on such changes. So Michael Gove pushing out his ideas and suggestions is all well and good, but ultimately it needs to be the people of England and Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland that have the say on what Westminster is delivering into our communities.